in case you couldn't already tell, the commentary videos I make take a lot of effort. Like, weeks of effort. And don't worry, I'm not going to stop putting them out, but I also don't want to make y'all wait so long between uploads, so I've decided to do some different types of videos that take significantly less work. Surf Storytime is where I show off my dog shit surfing skills and tell some fucked up stories. Some of these are my own stories and some I yoinked from Reddit. Either way, I'll be speaking in the first person for the immersion factor. I put a lot of effort into these videos, so if you like any aspect of them, dropping a like and subscribing really shows your support. It's free and it's quick and it would mean a lot. Thanks and enjoy the video. Whoa, hold your horses there, past Nate. This is future Nate, and I have a couple disclaimers for you. This story involves LSD, which is a very powerful hallucinogen, and I think it just deserves some disclaimers before I go into it. So, number 1, don't be a dumbass. Don't take hallucinogens if you're under 21. Your brain is still developing, and it's just generally a bad idea. Don't do it. If you are of age, I can't tell you not to experiment with different drugs. However, make sure it's a choice that you make. Hallucinogens, especially LSD as mentioned in this video, is a very powerful drug, and it can be very dangerous or very rewarding. Make sure you are in a good space both mentally and physically. Have a sitter. Never take hallucinogens alone. Make sure you always have someone who knows what they're doing with you. Make sure your drugs are tested. Things can go very wrong if you don't test your substances. Sorry for the disclaimer, I just want to make sure everyone is safe out there. Love you guys, enjoy the video. It was a beautiful sunny day on August 21st, the day of the solar eclipse. My friends and I were given the day off to enjoy the eclipse, and we were keen on making the most of it. We ended up hanging out at my house, where we had alcohol, weed, and a large amount of psychedelics. I ended up taking about 3 tabs of acid while the rest of the boys, Jay, Mitchell, and Sam, were all hanging out, drinking and smoking weed. We eventually discovered that we have 4 pairs of boxing gloves, and we thought, hey, let's beat the shit out of each other in a boxing free-for-all. As the fighting became more intense, my psychedelic-filled mind thought, oh crap, these guys are actually trying to kill me. I started swinging like I was gonna die, with intent to kill and protect myself from my friends. My buddies eventually calmed me down and assured me that I wasn't in any danger. Afterwards, we were all relaxing and watching TV as we became more and more fucked up. All of a sudden, Jay gets a call from his mom. I see Jay's face turn paper white as he recites to us that the cops are at his house and he needs to come home now. At this point, he's so shit-faced he can barely walk, so he says to me, hey, I need you to drive me home. And I responded, dude, I'm on 3 tabs right now. You really expect me to drive you home? He began to beg me, and it became apparent that I was his only hope. I eventually caved and we both climbed into my truck. As I'm driving down the road, the acid really starts kicking in. The trees are waving at me and the traffic lights play patterns in front of me. By some miracle, I get to my buddy's street, where I drop him off a little down the street from his house. He opened the door and proceeded to projectile vomit on the road. He then fell out of the truck. Keep in mind, I drove a red Chevy Colorado, which is a considerably tall truck. It was another miracle he wasn't hurt. He walks over to his house and stumbles inside as I peel off from my own house. Once I get home, I find Mitchell and Sam still in the living room, and still shit-faced beyond belief. I go over to them and say, hey guys, I need you guys to go home. I have no clue what's going to go down with Jay, so I'm just going to chill here. After a good amount of complaining, they agree and go on their way. It couldn't have been more than 5 minutes after they leave when I get a call from Jay. I answer, hello? He's breathing heavy and, while slurring his words, gets out, dude, the cops are on the way to your house. In a panic frenzy, I throw down my phone and start throwing everything into the woods, the alcohol, the weed, and even the LSD. Once I was done, I look at my front window and see 5 SWAT trucks pull up. All of them jump out in full SWAT gear with their guns out. I stood frozen for a second, asking myself, is this real, or is this another hallucination? Under normal circumstances, I might have taken a different approach. But in the state I was in, if I was gonna die, I might as well die happy. I calmly walked upstairs, sat down, and put on some Netflix and just waited. remember hearing their footsteps go up my stairs, and then a large crash as they bust down my door. "Get on the fucking ground!" they screamed. And in my acid-filled mind, I thought, I need to respond to the officers. It's not like I can just say nothing. So I said, "Hello, officers. What seems to be the problem?" This didn't go over well, and they threw me down on the floor and handcuffed me, and started combing through the house. After searching for the better part of an hour, they sat me down in my living room. They then proceeded to ask me, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" over and over. Still in the height of my acid trip, I said, "What gun, man? I'm not too sure what you're talking about." One of the officers pulls out a piece of paper, which contained a screenshot of a gun that Jay had been holding earlier. I owned a 9mm at the time, and as I was showing the boys earlier, he must have took a picture of it and posted it on his story. As a joke, he captioned it, "Don't come to school tomorrow." Apparently some girls saw this and screenshotted it and sent it to the police department, where they tracked down my location. The whole time that they're talking, their faces are moving, the walls are moving, and I was having a hard time discerning what was real and what wasn't. Obviously I was surrounded by cops, so I just tried my best to act calm. I then told the officer, "I have no clue what you're talking about. I have no gun or anything like that in my house." Of course, the 9mm was one of the things I had hidden in the woods earlier, so thankfully the officers found nothing in the house. They eventually gave up and handed me a business card and told me to call them if I learned anything about the situation. Then they all just left, leaving my bedroom door face down on the floor of my hallway. With the police gone, I thought I had made it out of the situation alive. Until I remembered my dad would be coming home in less than an hour, and there was a door face down on the floor. With the world still warping around me, I quickly found some screws and a screwdriver and put the door back up as if nothing had happened. As I put the tools away, I heard my dad's car pull on the driveway. I raced back upstairs, jumped in my bed, and turned on the TV. I had made it out, and to this day, no one has ever known what happened on my trip during the eclipse.